Pause up, everyone. Welcome to Meowy Hour. I'm your host, Arden Moore. As you know, this show is brought to you each and every hump day, Wednesday, by the Cat Fancier Association. We also want to give a big shout out to our sponsors, the makers of Kitty Raid, Doggy Raid, and Yummy Raid. Thank you. We're going to give away some prizes. It's an isotonic drink, great to keep kitties hydrated, which they do need to stay hydrated. See ya, Casey. That was Casey, and we also have Rusty the performer. I cannot do this show without the talented co-host. I'm talking all breed CFA cat judge Kathy Black and our doggy designee Destiny, looking sweet Destiny, smaller than you. And you guys know these guys. They are doing so much good for so many people with so many cats. How many of you, raise a paw, have just one cat? I think most of our listeners have more than one. And that's why I am honored to have on the show my friends, Cat Behavior Consultants. They have a company called Cat Behavior Alliance. We'll be throwing out their link there. And they have a podcast. Be all ears. It is called 19 Cats and Counting on Pet Life Radio. Please join me in welcoming Rita Reimers and Linda Hall.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
We're so honored to be here.
Isn't that a great logo? The show we're going to talk more with them about it, is on Pet Life Radio, the #1 pet radio network on the planet. Yep, that's where my show is, Oh Behave. But we're going to dive in. We're going to give some prizes away. We're going to feature the American Curl. And for all you out there that are saying, I know you are a licensed bartender, but can you make me a mocktail? Today, your wish is granted. We are going to give you a non-alcoholic kitty cocktail later in the show. But for all the others of you that would like to imbibe, I will give you a little tip of what you can add to that drink to make it no longer a mocktail, but a cocktail. I think it's win-win, don't you think, Kathy?
I do. I think it's great. And our listeners spoke and we listened. Yes.
Yeah. But I wanted to start the show by talking about this new study. Hello, Casey. Bye. Do you want me to talk? Oh, Casey's the perfect one to talk about this. All right, Casey. We're going to do a Kitty De Niro. You looking at me? I'm looking at you. You're looking at me? I'm looking at you. All right. Casey is a master at this. There was a new study that was published in Animal Cognition. Look at that smile. Look at that stare. Anyway, cats actually talk to us, communicate to us. I just dropped the kitty raid, and I have to get it before Rusty gets it. Hang on.
Yeah, they'll have teeth holes in it.
Yeah, there he goes. Hey, sponsor, check this out. This is awesome. I love your stuff. Oh, shoot. Everything is a calamity. Okay, hang on. The rest of you got to chill out. All right. So I wanted to share with you, there was a new study that was published in Animal Cognition. I'm just doing this so I get this going. There we go. All right. And they have realized, they've given it a name, that cats are able to manipulate us without uttering a single mew, right?
Not surprised.
All right. It is called, and I'm going to be careful how I enunciate it, gaze. That's G-A-Z-E. Alternation. Gaze, G-A-Z-E, alternation. And what the heck does that mean? That means Casey is going to stare at this, and then he's going to look at me. Then he's going to look back at the thing he wants, and I will, without a word, going, yes, Casey, would you like some kitty raid? Yes, please. Thank you very much. Okay. Well, they did the study, and a cat will look at a person, look at the treat jar, look back at the person. And we just willingly, humans, do their bidding. Now, it turns out they even plunged even more into this and found out, not surprisingly, boy cats tend to be more successful at gaze alternation with their humans than the chick cats. I don't know why. We haven't figured that out. But the bottom line is, I think our cats are excellent communicators and they know how to work us. And if your cat is doing that, some of you sign in, tell me if you feel like your cat is giving you a dose of gaze alternation and how they're doing it. The only hiccup is just make sure you're not giving them, here, have the whole bottle, Casey. And Casey becomes, you know, fatter than a hairy ottoman. We don't want that. But we do want to know that our cats know how to communicate without a single mew. And we've got two, there he goes. We got two cat behavior experts on our show today, Linda and Rita. So before we launch into more of the show, first of all, GAZE, alternation. I think they should come up with something else like feline stare down.
There you go. Yes.
But that other one, I keep thinking, not that there's anything wrong with it.
Exactly.
Gaze alternation. I'm just going to say it, you guys.
Yeah.
And I'm married to a chick, so what can I do? All right. So first up, Rita Reimers, what do you think of that study and what's your findings on that? Casey wants to know.
I think you could have done that study in my house. It's very true. I've experienced that. I did not know it had a name, but for sure, my cats let me know.
Come up with a campaign for a better name, but
we do.
Okay.
We definitely do. And you see how my monitor's moving around because right now, my little black panther, Dexter, is being a devil. He wants my attention.
Well,
See? What about you, Linda? Do you see that too?
Oh yeah, all the time. Or just come up. I have one very clingy Velcro cat who just loves me so much. And yeah, she'll come when I'm working. They know because I'll ignore them and move them aside if they start walking on my keyboard. And she'll just be really close to me. And then she'll, if I don't pay attention, she'll start purring. I mean loud, like you can hear her in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, yeah. Rita has a something that's holistic that helps calm anxiety that she uses on her brat cat Boo Boo. And one day she hadn't given it to him and he went up to it on the shelf, knocked it off, and then looked at her. So that's taking it one step further, but same thing, you know?
Yeah, and we have an all-breed cat judge. Now, you're seeing all kinds of cats, Kathy, and even your personal ones at home. What do you think of this concept, how they just kind of zero your eyes to what they want and they come back? What do you think of that?
Well, I have one that doesn't look at what she wants. She stares at me from across the room and lets me know how displeased she is that I left her alone for 2 or 3 days. And she'll
she had people caring for them.
She'll sit there on the cat tree and just stare at me like I am so angry with you.
No,
right
she's
now.
saying this. I'm so disappointed in you, Miss Kathy.
Yes. It takes her a couple days to forgive me. And then she'll come up and want loving and attention and purr and drool and, you know, all that good stuff. But I don't know if I've had them actually take my attention to an object and back or not. I'd have to think about that, but they definitely communicate with me when they want my loving and my affection and my attention. You know, they definitely know how to stand on your chest and stick their butt in your face or something like that. You know, they definitely know how to get my attention, but I don't know if they've actually taken my eyes to an object or not. I had a cat that I used to hide his favorite toy in the closet, and he would go to the closet and put his feet up on the closet door and meow, knowing it was behind the closet. Please open the closet door and get my favorite toy out. But there was nothing subtle about that. It was very obvious what he was doing.
All right, we're moving on. We do want to talk a little bit. Here's what we got in store because I want to be a spoiler alert. We're going to talk a little bit about some thing that's happening in the CFA. We're going to get the answer to last week's trivia, challenge you to this week's trivia question, and pro experts here, Linda and Rita, do not answer the question. We reveal it next week. And then we're going to get right into talking to them. So you have some behavior issues, got a clingy cat, what's going on, more than one cat, any of these kind of questions. With the help of my co-host, Kathy, she will throw them at us. And these guys are the ones that can help us out. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the American curl. We're going to talk about we're going to make the mocktail. And it's going to be over like this. So let's dive in. So Kathy, tell us about, you said the monitoring program. Go ahead.
Mentoring program.
Oh, what did I say? Monitoring?
Yeah, monitoring. It's not a monitoring program.
I'm drinking a mocktail.
Well, after the last show I went to, we had a lot of exhibitors that were very confused. They, with COVID, there hasn't been shows in a lot of areas, and we're getting a lot of new people. And I just want people to be aware that we have a program called the Mentorship Program. And within this program, you can sign up to be matched with a mentor. So go to CFA's page and put in the search mentoring, and you'll come to this page, and there's some hyperlinks over here on the left. Ask, what is a protege? What is the program? How do you get started? And there's a form to fill out if you want to be matched with a mentor. So you go and you fill this form out. Your email comes to me with all your information. We send it to our regional representative with the program, and they will match you with a person that's agreed to be a mentor. Now, let's say that you have a lot of experience with working with breeds and you have not signed up for this program to be a mentor. Please think about helping a new person. A lot of times it's just very simple questions they're asking. You can also fill out the mentorship associate application, and then you will be on our list of people that are willing to help these new people.
Kathy, is that what you call pawing it forward?
Yes, definitely. Very good. We have over 1,200 people on our newbie Facebook page. I approve, 4 and 5, 6, 10 people a week. So we're having a lot of people that are finding that page. A lot of people are asking a lot of questions. But I need them to fill out that protege application form so that we can match them with a mentor. And I need more people to sign up to be mentors because we're overwhelming those that are helping the new people. So thank you to those that have agreed to be mentors. It's a fantastic program. Yes, it is.
All right, let's go to prizes. Prizes? Did this always say prizes? All right, last week in honor of our great Betty White, the tribute we did, I was asking you guys, what was the name of her last cat she had? Well, her name of her last cat was Mr. Bob, but what was Mr. Bob's breed? And he was actually a rescued cat, and he was, for all of you guessed it right, a Himalayan.
And I have a little bit of an issue with your choices, Arden, because you listed Persian as an option, and a Himalayan is a Persian.
Uh-oh. So did we give away 2 prizes?
No, it was okay. I accepted both answers.
Now you know why I'm not an all-breed CFA judge.
but it was okay. I had over a dozen people that got the answer correctly, and the randomly chosen winner was Kimberly Raish. And Kimberly, I actually Googled how to pronounce your last name, and I cannot roll my R's. So I'm sorry if I'm butchering your last name, but Kimberly Raish, congratulations. You are the winner of the kitty raid. I sent you the FedEx link today in your messenger chat. So it's on its way to you. You'll have it soon.
Casey said, sorry, Kimberly, this one's mine. This one's mine. Okay. All right. I have to keep it under my leg because they're trying to grab it. All right. So we're going to test you today. Let's see how good you are. And for our special guests, Rita Reimers and Linda Hall, do not answer this question. Poker face. Okay. I'm going to do a salute to Broadway, and specifically the musical Cats. Now, we all know that this was created by Andrew Lloyd Webber, and it was based on a book of poems. Did you guys know this?
Yes.
By a poet. Now, I'm going to give you 4 famous American poets. And your question to win the packets of the Kitty, Yummy, and Doggy Raid from our great sponsors is which one of these wrote the book? And I don't think I should give the name of the book because that'd be too easy, right?
Yeah, people
can
Google
you can Google that, yeah.
All right, so here we go. The musical Cats is based on a book of poems by what famous American poet? Here you go, your choice. A, W.H. Auden, not Arden, Auden, A-U-D-E-N. B, E.E. Cummings. C, T.S. Eliot. Or D, Robert Frost. Again, your choices. Who wrote the book of poems that led to decades later, one of the most popular musicals on Broadway, Cats? W.H. Auden, I want to keep saying Arden, Auden, A-U-D-E-N, E.E. Cummings, T.S. Eliot, look, he's even doing a poker face, and Robert Frost. Go ahead, put those answers, and Kathy, go ahead and tell them how it's much easier, how you can pick a winner.
Yes, please email me your answers. My email is Kathy.Black. You can see my name right here.
Yeah, well, Casey's hiding it. Yeah.
Kathy.Black@yahoo.com. You can type your answer in the live Facebook comment section, but also please email me so I can reach out to you, because unfortunately, I'm not friends with everybody on Facebook that follows Meowy Hour.
Okay, so good luck, everyone. I got to tell you, as you know from my feline co-host, Rusty the Performer, and Pet Safety Cat Casey, they dig these kitty raids, and kidneys are a big issue for kitties, especially middle-aged and senior. You know, we want to keep their bodies hydrated. So they're not like dogs where they la, 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 at the water bowl. So this is something that has been approved by veterinarians, and it's making a difference. Yes. Destiny, you and me later. We talk later. It's a doggy raid for you, Destiny. Right. I have known these gals for several years. We met, I think, about maybe 8-9 years ago at a conference.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I kind of want to hang with these guys. They're not only wanting to learn, wanting to share what they know, but they're fun. They don't have a stick anywhere near their body parts. And they really are there for cats of all kinds. I'm going to give a little bit of a bio on each one, but Rita Reimers, I love that you're here. She's a certified cat behavior expert. Every issue of Catster, check it out, the world's most circulated cat magazine it's in the world, so it's most circulated. Okay. She writes a column called New Catitude, which I really like. And Linda is also a certified cat behaviorist. And the two of them are buddies. They're partners in a business called Cat Behavior Alliance. And even though they live in different zip codes, thanks to technology, they co-host a fast and rising popular show on Pet Life Radio, and it is called 19 Cats and Counting. So Linda Hall, Rita Reimers, welcome to Meowy Hour.
Thanks for inviting us.
I love that introduction. You're so awesome.
What's hysterical is, as we were getting ready for lunch, I said to Rita, "Do you think we could? I want to talk to Arden. She's knows so much, and she looks like she'd be fun." And Rita said, "Should I invite her out to lunch?" And I said, "Yeah. Do you think she'll come?" And we ended up doing lunch together. So it's the Mutual Admiration Society, sweetie.
Well, and the nice thing is, all of us, just like Kathy Black, we don't just stay stagnant in our knowledge base. We keep learning and growing. And to me, that's the best way. Your little brain neurons are getting, like Kathy, what you knew about cats 10 years ago, look what you now know.
Oh yeah.
So these are the kind of people I want around our fine felines. All right. So
for sure.
So let's get into it, because we got to do the Hollywood thing first. We got to get it out of the way, because everybody's going to go, what? 2 words. Richard Simmons. So who wants to start it and who wants to finish it? I'll leave it up to you two.
Yeah, this is an interesting story, I'm sure.
I'll tell on Linda first. I'll tell on Linda first, because she's so modest. She doesn't like to say this, but she was the most well-known success story in Richard's infomercials that people were asking for her autograph.
Wow.
She was Linda Woodson at the time.
It was hysterical.
And she actually made Mel Gibson cry.
Did?
What?
I did.
Tell us how you did that, Linda.
If you watch the movie What Women Want, well, how I did it, I didn't do anything. I was in an infomercial. It was a very popular infomercial. So one day, life is normal in rural Ohio, and the phone rings, and this lady tells me her name is Beth Unger Morrison, and she's a high-level executive for, I think it was Paramount Studios. And I'm just like, lady, you got the wrong number, right? Like,
I don't.
well, then she said, I got your name and number from Michael Catalano. And I'm like, okay, wait, that's Richard's manager. And so she continues, and she says that their producer, whoever, was up late one night, saw my infomercial, and I made her cry. And in this movie, What Women Want, Mel Gibson was going to be this tough macho jerk who, you know, flips past.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
When he then, after he gets his shock and he's being sensitive, there's a scene where he's flipping through the TV channels, and now he's flipping past basketball, where before that's what he wanted to watch. And he lands on my infomercial, and they show me, which is really cool to be in a theater and have you like everywhere. And so he listens to a bit of my testimonial and starts to cry. And I love it because I like see Braveheart, and I'm like, wuss, I made him cry. But you know. So yes, so they called and told me, actually Richard owns everything that we did, so he didn't have to, but they said, Richard said if they got my permission and paid me the day player rate, then he would release it. Now, honey, I had to pay them. Are you kidding me? But you know.
Richard was very generous. So a lot of what we know, we learned from him. I mean, we're both very comfortable on camera because when you work out at Slimmons, like I did for 10 years, you need to be camera ready because you don't know what day you're going to come in and be handed a release. So E.T.'s filming today, you know.
Okay.
So you got to be ready. We're not nervous. And I produced his radio show on Sirius XM for 3 years. It was a live call-in show. That was a lot of fun. But Linda and I actually met on Richard's one of his cruises to Luz many, many years ago. But we did not really become BFFs until she started working for Just for Cats Pet Sitting that I owned.
They have been professional pet sitters specializing in cat care, which I give applause to.
17 years I was a cat sitter and owner of Just for Cats Pet Sitting. The last, I think, 4 years, Linda was our executive director. I actually hired her to help with the cat behavior side because I was trying to expand that. We didn't get to work on that until the pandemic made pet sitting impossible.
Yeah. Well, you know how to pivot. So what's something fun about Richard Simmons other than, you know, what I liked about it is because aerobics can be kind of boring. He made it fun. You know, you have Jane Fonda daring you to do everything at that time, but now you have this goofball that makes it fun.
Well, he was a goofball and he did make everything fun, but I think Linda can speak to this too. The thing about Richard is he's so approachable. And he let himself be vulnerable around people. Do you want to talk more about that?
Yeah. You know, he said when he first started in his quest to lose his own weight, you know, he said, I went to Jane Fonda's studio. Jane doesn't teach there. You know, he wanted to be among. So, you know, so he started that. And yeah, it's all about fun and no shame. I mean, you can come in at any size and, you know, he'll be teasing the men and getting them to take their shirts off. And these guys would, you know, if they're really heavy, they wouldn't take their shirts off normally, but they'll do it for him. And just making everybody feel loved and okay. And, you know, when people ask me what's he really like, I swear to you, what you see is what you get. He's really that emotional. He's really that hyper. You know, I think he's got adult ADD, but if they had medicated him, it wouldn't have worked. So
and what was great about his studio too, like I'm working out next to Ricky Lake. I'm seeing Renee Taylor over in the corner.
Wow.
But there's the rest of us, normal, not famous people too, sitting there sweating and doing the same thing. And, you know, he doesn't see a difference.
There's a Kardashian going there for a while.
Yeah. What?
Kardashian going there for a while.
Yes, Kardashian. It was Chloe.
Does my collar make me look fat?
Not at all, darling. Not at all. It just accentuates the, you know, the lines. And no, good. It's good.
Linda and I.
But that I like that because, you know, our lives can be chapters and there's certain chapters in our lives. Right. But what I can say, everybody, about Linda and Rita is the one common thread throughout their whole lives have been championing cats and caring for cats and figuring out what's going on in their noodle because they're pretty amazing. So you pivoted, COVID sucks, but you now have Cat Behavior Alliance. Can you
Yes.
tell us a little bit about that? Casey wants to know.
So,
I really have questions.
you know, I did the math one day. I looked at how many cats are surrendered to shelters each year, and then how many of them are for behavior issues. And I did the math. 134,400 cats are surrendered to U.S. shelters every year for behavior problems.
Wow.
And that's just shelters. That's not rescues. That's not I kicked them out of my house onto the street. That's just shelters.
Or rehome them yourself.
And yes.
Wow.
And, you know, 99% of those problems can be solved. It's only if it's a medical problem, but then it could still be solved. You just need to work with your feline neurologist. But, you know, it makes me sick. These cats, when they misbehave, so many people, I think my cat hates me. I think my cat's being vengeful. I think my cat's spiteful. He peed on my pillow to tick me off. No, he didn't. He has a problem. He cannot speak English to you. And this is how he's letting you know. And we can fix it. You know, please do not send your cat. And if it's not a no-kill shelter, guess who's the first to die? I mean, how many people, have you ever walked into shelter and said, I'm looking for a cat who pees on my pillow? I would like that one, please. But yeah, Rita does. That's a true story.
I do.
I didn't think we got so many cats. But, you know, these are the cats that are first to, if they're a kill shelter, they have to try to maximize the cat's chances of getting rescued. So the bed peer is not going to make it. And it's just heartbreaking.
And in fairness, and either one jump in real quick, because we do have some questions from some of our audience members we want to get to too. But it's not vengeful. I smell like me now and I feel safer, right? What's the deal with the pee?
It's a soothing mechanism, for sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
For sure. And the thing too is there's so many people.
It could be a medical issue too, right?
Well, I was just going to say,
definitely.
we see UTIs. Where's the kitty raid? UTIs are common in cats, especially males. And if every time I step into the box it hurts, must be the box, right?
I'm not gonna step in the box.
Staying out of the box.
Yeah.
I'm not going in there.
They don't know where to go. They don't know where to turn. Some of the behaviors are a little expensive. We just talked to a lady a little while ago who said she was afraid to go to a behaviorist because she has a multi-cat household. And the whole reason she called us is because we have multi-cat households. So she knew we would understand from her vantage point.
Yeah, because let's dive in. So I want to get at least one of the questions. Kathy, can you shout out what somebody's been asking, and we'll let these two experts kind of talk it out?
So since we're talking about behavior more than training, so one of our followers, by the way, somebody posted, it's all fixable, which I love that.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. We love you. Yes.
One of our followers asked, they've got a cat that gets along with his two friends for weeks, and then one day he wants to kill them, and he corners them. And then after a day of separation, he's okay. Then for no reason, he turns on them again. So they were asking if we had any ideas of what was causing this behavior.
And how can you make
it's not no reason.
Introduction. So who wants to start on that one?
Linda.
Okay. So yeah, I didn't for no reason. There's a reason. So any little change will stress a cat out. You have to know who a cat is in nature to deal with a cat. And a cat in nature is both predator and prey. They are always on the lookout for their next meal. It's very, very important to them, their resources. They live in a small colony. If they get ill, they go crawl off to either die or get better away from the I mean, there are real rules that go to this. And, you know, a predator may come and get me, especially like overhead or, you know, I'm always, and even a cat who has never been outside still has those instincts.
Wow.
So they, you know, I tell clients, in your cat's perfect world, you would never move. No one comes in. No one goes out. No one dies. Don't you? Don't you dare get a new sofa because it doesn't smell right, right? Yes. I mean, just don't do it. Anything, everything. Don't rearrange the furniture. Just leave everything alone. So, you know, one of the things that we often ask is, what changes just happened? Did your son just leave for college? Have you moved recently? Whatever. Something's stressing him out. If it appears to come out of nowhere, it could be that you have neighborhood cats crossing by your windows.
Oh.
That will irritate a cat and get their anxiety up, and then they can take it out on someone else. They do displaced aggression as well as we humans do. So, you know, so they may just attack the nearest thing, but there's something bothering them.
And you want to add to that, Rita?
Well, Linda's wrapped it up pretty well. There's never no reason for something. Something has happened. A lot of time,
I'm looking for clues. Do you
Right.
guys ever have them do a video to show you? I mean, because we live in a Zoom society now. I think it's great. You can be anywhere and see some clues from a clip, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I love when clients send us videos and photos before we have the session. Because a lot of time we can do a little what do you see here? What do you see? What do you think before we even get on the call? And we offer affordable, we offer as low as 30-minute call because some people can't afford or they don't need the full 60 or 90 minutes. Yeah. So they can get a short session with us for $99. And I think that's probably affordable for just about anyone. And we've had occasions where we'd be on the call and we end up going overtime because, we're going to help as long as,
Yeah.
So there's another question, Kathy.
Yeah, the other thing I was going to add to that, I think those are great suggestions. The fact that he's fine after isolation, maybe he's just lonely. Maybe he's jealous. Maybe he's not getting enough attention. So when he's isolated, you spend time alone with him, okay? And then whenever he's back out in the community, he gets jealous or something, and that's why he turns on the other cats. That was the only clue that I kind of got out of that. The other question was, if you have a cat that just doesn't like treats, how are you going to do?
I don't have that problem.
Yeah, I mean, my cats are not treat eaters, and so that's
how do you get that cat
treat? Yeah, if you
when we talk to people about like clicker training and we introduce that a lot, not necessarily to trick train, but to teach them to go to their place, to teach them to go to their crate, to make vet visits easier, and especially if we have inner cat aggression to, go to place so you can get out of this swell. So, so I tell them, we talk about treats for reinforcing behavior. It doesn't have to be a treat. No. It's any high valued thing. Okay. So, do they really love wet food? Put a little wet food on the end of your clicker when you're clicker training them. Oh. How about a little piece of chicken that you made? That's only served when either trying to reinforce positive behavior. You got along for 2 seconds? Here's a sirloin. So, you're really trying to...
No, it's got to be
a little extreme, but...
Well, but yes. I have something good. And this guy, as you know, came from Samantha Martin of the Amazing Acrocats.
Right.
He target trains and clicker trains, and this guy comes to a whistle like nothing's stopping him from coming to me.
I love that.
Got out of the house, and I didn't freak, and I just started whistling, and he was like, "Oh, I'm coming back. Okay, oh, what's up?"
So that's your emergency recall. We always recommend people teach their cats something. Like when I do dinner every night, I go, "You want something to eat? Something to eat?" And they all run, right? Yeah. So now, say one of my cats gets outside, I can say that phrase and I know they'll stop and come back to me because they know that means food. So we always suggest people have some kind of phrase that they know their cat's going to stop and turn around and come back to them. Yeah.
I have to say, usually it's Casey. All right, come on. He's doing a new trick.
Cute.
He likes trying to learn about being on my back. So he's going to do this right now for probably the rest of
my Simba does that, and Simba's orange. I wonder if it's an orange cat trait.
You might need a muscle rub tonight. You may need to talk to
Casey says, if I get on your back, Arden, you're going to have a backache. But he's learning, and we're walking around the house now. This is one of his new tricks. He told us he wants to learn.
Yeah.
So I'm 5'1.5" on a good day, and Julie's 5'7". So guess who gets to be on the back more because he can reach things better at her. I don't know who's doing that, but hi everybody. This is
Linda. Linda, you said that the number one reason for turning cats into shelters was behavior. Was the number one behavior indiscretion Urination?
It's urination.
Urination,
Absolutely.
defecation, and aggression. You know, a lot of
Okay,
people
so
try to
we have a
introduce a
person-
cat. It's not working out. My cat doesn't like the other cat. I guess I'll have to give him back. There are things
Okay,
we
so
can
one
do.
of our viewers says that she's got a cat that's just running around the house peeing on everything. I'm thinking about a whole male, you know, or maybe even a female in season would be doing that. But other than an infection, do you think it could be caused by a behavior issue?
Absolutely. There's something that this kitty is doing self-soothing behaviors to try and make him feel better. He's anxious about something in the household. Now, it could be anything. It could be as little as you brought in a new sofa the cat doesn't like, or you have these scented plugins around that your cat doesn't like, especially if there's one near the litter box.
Yeah, let's talk about that because you wrote the column, the litter box from your cat's POV point of view, or pee on virtually everything.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Rusty?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about it because I have to ask you guys. Our nose is we don't want to have anybody come in my house and say, "Oh, you have cats."
She's got
They
those.
can't like that. But what is the danger when you're shopping for putting those Glade air fresheners and getting scented litter? I'm sorry, I will never have a scented litter sponsor. What's from the cat's perspective? I'll start with you, Rita, this time. What's happening that's a real kitty no-no?
Well, have you gone into a porta potty and, you know, they try to put those scents in there so you don't smell what's in there? Does that smell good? No, your cat doesn't want to be trapped in that.
Eau de pee? I don't know.
Oh, it's awful. And the other thing too is there's a lot of chemicals in those plugins, essential oils, and some essential oils are actually detrimental to your cat's health. Mm-hmm. Even some cleaners, right? They have a lot of harsh chemicals and scents in them. Some of those things, I've just read an article recently, there's nitrates in some of those cleaning solutions, and that actually makes a cat want to go over and pee to reclaim those spaces. So you're better off using unscented litter, use a cat enzyme killing solution to clean up. Bleach, because cats love to re-pee on the bleach for some reason. They're attracted.
Well, I've been told that ammonia and bleach are kissing cousins to cat pee. So it's kind of that scent that says, well, I guess I got to pee here too now.
It's true. It's true.
Exactly. Like when you were a kid, your mom, before you leave, you have to go potty, Arden? I don't have to go potty. Will you try? And the minute your butt hits the toilet, you pee. Yeah. There's something about the suggestion. So if they keep smelling the urine over here, this is a toilet.
That's what they think.
And I know some people who follow us on Meowy Hour are very knowledgeable on different things on cats. Others have come to our show because they've just gotten a couple of cats. They're really into the cat world. So I know this is maybe answerable by some people, but I want to educate all. Talk a little bit about litter boxes and locations.
Do you want to start us off on that one, Linda?
Sure. A cat will not do anything a cat doesn't want to do. Period. You know, if you know how dogs were domesticated, we broke them, we trained them. Cats, we started living together. There was food, so there was rodents. The cats were like, buffet! And they showed up. The people appreciated it. They were nice. The end. This is the story of domesticating cats. They chose us. Yeah. Everything has to be in that cat's best interest. If you've got a litter box that's high traffic, now remember what I said, they're always watching for the predators, right? There's people walking by. You got to really relax, as do humans, right? You sit down on the throne. It's going to take a minute. You can't jump up. They got to get in that relaxed position and arch just right and lift the tail. They can't be paying attention to their surroundings. So the litter boxes have to feel safe. It might be
like reading a good book in the litter box too, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yes. Grab the book and take a squat. Yes. So they can't feel trapped. And I had to integrate my daughter's 4-cat household with my 7-cat household, and one of her cats kept going right outside the box. So I knew if it's right outside the box, she wants to be in the box. She knows she should be in the box. Why isn't she in the box? She was being bullied. And I had all hooded boxes, which I loved and worked great for my 7. But when I added the 4, it didn't work anymore. So I had to.
Well, let me stop because I gotta keep going because that's that I saw your buddy here going, Rita going. So I don't have any hooded boxes. What's going on, Linda?
It traps the odor in the litter box. And also, if you have some bullying or guarding going on around the litter, you've got one cat that's trying to assert his alphaness, he could trap another cat in the box and not enable that cat to get back out. That's what was happening with Linda's shadow cat.
Okay. So I want to also make sure, Linda, you have 11 cats.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Rita, 18?
I now have 18 because we lost our Mimi.
Okay. So this is, guys, you think you're having a hard time with 2 or 3 cats? These guys have the radio show, the podcast, 19 Cats and Counting. I want you to tune in. You can tune in on all different formats. Just go to Pet Life Radio, all the different podcast things. But they're living proof that you can have harmony in the household with more than one cat. I was checking out, you guys have had people like Mayan Baliak, the gal that's on Call Me Cat and trying to be the Jeopardy host. We don't know between her and Ken Jennings. You now have a country singer, Callie McCullough.
She's a doll, and she's a new cat mommy. So we did a behavior session for her.
Yes. Okay, cool. And you've also had cat detective Kimberly Freeman. Love her.
She's amazing.
Really.
2 crazy cat ladies, Jay and
love them.
We love them. Crazy, right?
We love them.
And then you've had veterinarians like Dr. Sally Foote, which I think is a legend.
She's awesome too.
So you have all those, but you have more than one cat. So tips, because you're going to have the transitions. The kitty passes away and dynamics change, or you find a cat like Samantha Martin did and said, Arden, you have to bring home Rusty. And Casey was like, who is that cat?
And that's going to happen.
So can you give a couple of tips, starting with Rita? Because we could talk for hours, but we got.
I know we could.
What's a couple of things we can do in introducing a new cat to a household, because we want everybody to get along?
Well, I'll tell you the way I do it. I usually start the new cat off in a separate room so that he can get his bearings and get acclimated, because when they come in, they're scared. They don't know what the heck's going on with their life. So you want that cat to become a little settled. You don't want him to be scared and timid, because when your other cat meets him, if he sees that vulnerability, he's going to run after him like he's prey, and that cat's going to run like he's prey. Right. So I let him get acclimated. In the meanwhile, I swap bedding and other things that are scented so that they get used to each other's scent. Usually by the time I'm ready to open the door and let him out in general population, he usually stays in that room. And I have a couple greeter cats like my Simon that love to come up. They're not alpha. They're very welcoming. They love all the other cats.
Good. So
then when I always put a guest feeding bowl down. When I feed that new cat, I put a guest bowl down so that the new cats that are coming in to meet him, they also have a place to eat where they're not pushing him out of his food.
Okay.
I'm just very patient. I don't give my cats a choice. They have to get along. They do. I've had a couple not love each other. I've never had a knockdown, drag out fight. Never. Usually it's more posture.
So the question I have is, if you hear that, why is it wrong to go in there like this?
Well, because you're scaring them more by doing that.
He's not scared.
Look at that. Sometimes if I see like 2 of my cats getting ready to rumble, I'll kneel between them. I'll pet them both. I'll give them both some attention. And usually that's enough to diffuse the situation. Yeah. Linda just
and moving slowly, watching and taking it at the cat's pace. If I'm doing an introduction and ears are up and the tail becomes a bottle brush, the interaction stops now.
Okay. Good.
And giving treats for good. Even you were together 2 seconds, here's a treat, because we don't want them to think of that other cat as the cat that hates me or that I hate. We want them to put a little good in there.
Yeah. And I'm thinking if you give them mental and physical enrichment, their brain might be a little bit focused on something else instead of a pesky kid brother like Rusty.
Yeah. You need to provide enough perches so that they all have a hiding place to go. Some cats like to hide high. Some are ground dwellers, so you need to have some little cubby holes and things they can go in, and things that each cat can claim as their own.
Okay, we just have a few minutes left, so I want to ask you both. What is something that a cat has done for you that has made you a better human? I'll start with you, Linda. What is it about a cat or how cats are that you feel have made you a better person?
There are so many things. One of my cats, and I've had two now that I refer to as my healer cats. If you are sad or upset, they will come and they will purr and they will minister to you. My late Latte, we called her Nurse Latte. If any of my kids were sick and on the couch, she wouldn't move. I'd be like, "Are you going to pee? Because I'm really concerned. You should probably eat." But she would not leave them. And my Kismet's the same way. And he was rescued from a feral colony and nobody wanted him because he has FIV. But we've actually found that he is the only medication that works for my daughter's seizures. When they're coming on, he'll jump on her and start purring and it'll stop the seizure and nothing else has helped. So
Wow.
he's, those healer cats are everything.
All right. How about you, Rita?
Well, I think they've taught me to be observant and more patient. I grew up as an only child, so I didn't have a loud household. Well, I have a loud household now, but I really have to pay attention to everybody's body language and watch how they act. So I can tell usually pretty quickly if one of my cats isn't feeling well, or if I see two of them getting ready to get into it a little bit, I can usually tell before it happens.
All right. We want them to stick around, but right now we're going to shift gears, as you all know, and we're going to go and talk about the American curl with Kathy Black. I'm going to temporarily black out because I'm going to get ready to put on a new collar, bartender. So, Kathy, please share a little bit about the American curl. I just want to go, American curl. Okay,
well, as you guys were on the show last week, you had Desiree Bobby on, and Desiree is our marketing director, and she has made a decision to heavily market each breed of our cats. So every week, starting with the Abyssinian, they've been running ads on Facebook and on Instagram and asking people to interact if they have those breeds, to post their pictures. And so we've decided to match our breed profiles with that activity from CFA. So all this week, if you've been on the CFA Facebook page or on our Instagram page, you've noticed that CFA has been talking about the American curl. And this is a breed that we highlighted not too long ago. We had a breeder on, actually, that had live cats and showed us her kittens and everything else. This is a fabulous breed. I've actually owned an American curl. I'll show you the cat that I had here in a minute. But this was a natural mutation that happened in California, and the ears curl backwards. Now, we have a breed called the Scottish Fold, where the ears fold forward, but these ears curl backwards. And the first cat, Shulamith, was a long-haired cat, just a random bred cat in 1981 that had this mutation. So American curls are very elegant cats. They're not supposed to have a big ruff. Even the long-haired ones aren't going to be like a Persian, okay? They're muscled, slender rather than massive in build. The females are between 5 and 8 pounds and the males 7 to 10. These are very active, alert cats with very even, gentle dispositions. And the curl is to be anywhere from 90 to 180 degrees without touching the back of the head. We're looking for symmetry when we're looking for judging these cats in the show ring. The tips of the ears point to an imaginary spot in the back of the middle of the skull. I have a picture that shows that. They have big, open, walnut-shaped eyes. They're the only breed that describes their eyes as walnut-shaped. And they come with both long hair and short hair. I think the long hairs are more popular than the short hairs. Here's a couple of cats. I think they've always just got this a surprise look to them. I think it's because of the way the ears are. But they have those big, open, sweet, walnut-shaped eyes. Here I'm talking about the tips of the ears. So when you look at the back of the head, imagine drawing a line from each of these tips. It points to an imaginary spot right here in the back of the middle of the head. So that's the perfect ear set. If you get one of these cats as a pet, it may not have as tight of a curl as these ears. They may not be symmetrical. Doesn't matter. We love them anyway. They're absolutely gorgeous. So like I said, the curl is anywhere from 90 to 180 degrees. Almost all of these cats I'm showing you are long hairs. Look at that beautiful walnut eye on this cat. Isn't that just absolutely
so cute?
So spectacular. And here's a couple of short hairs. They come in all colors and patterns, with and without white, dilute, dominant, everything. So they're random bred, so they've got the whole color palette behind them. So you'll see them in all kinds of colors and patterns. And this is the cat that I had. His name was Robo Curl, and I called him Robbie. And this was Robbie when he was a little 4-month-old kitten. And he was a brown mackerel tabby and white. And here he is as a fully age mature adult. And he, those ears, I was worried he was going to break them. You know, he'd headbutt just like any cat would. And I was, oh, you're going to break your ears. No, they're not going to break their ears. They're nice and firm with those flexible tips. But he was the most amazing little ambassador cat. He loved everybody he ever met. I took him to many shows, and he just loved showing himself off. He was a beautiful guy. Anyway, that's our feature on the American Curl.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Kathy. What do you think, ladies? Isn't that pretty impressive?
They're
So
adorable.
sweet.
Just
You
adorable.
I have a problem seeing pictures of cats I can't pet. I just kind of want to, you know, I need to pet you.
They look like they have such
I
soft
know. I need
fur.
to touch you. I need the floof. I need to love you and scratch your chin.
I really do appreciate that they're going to be doing all the breeds. And Kathy, I really thank you for showing us about the American Curl. I think it's one of the coolest cats out there. So
Yeah.
thank you for doing that. Hey guys, we're going to shift gears because many folks, about 95% of cats in households are like this one. Who's your mama? Who's your daddy kitty? So Kathy's going to talk about a really cool program that the Cat Fancier Association has called Companion Cat World.
Yes, it's our way of recognizing the non-pedigreed cats. And when you sign up with CFA and register your cat, you get a unique registration number. If you upload a picture at the time of registration, you will get a card, a membership card. It's a hard, nice, thick plastic card with your cat picture on it. Now, my Lola is gray, so it looks like it's not in color, but it is. And it has your name and your cat's name, the registration number. And your cat goes up on our gallery of cats on CFA's website. 10% of your $13 registration fee goes to a local shelter. And you can check it all out on CFA's website at cfa.org/CCW, which stands for Companion Cat World. And we have cats all over the world that have joined this program. And in fact, we've got someone from Malaysia watching us tonight. So hello to Malaysia.
Nice.
So we have Singapore, Israel, India, everywhere. They all have signed up their cats. So check it out on cfa.org/CCW.
I have to get one for my sweetie pie.
I was thinking
that. I'm just saying, guys, it's not that expensive.
No.
And it's a way to salute household kitties. And I like this program. In fact, when they asked me to be the host of Meowy Hour, that's one of the things that I really loved is Cat Fancier Association is the oldest cat breed register around, 1906. Wow. But they love and support and try to educate us all about all cats. And the household cat division at cat shows are really popular. And Casey goes, I don't know if I should do it or not. I think I'll just stick with Pet First Aid, which is my natural segue. How's that, Kathy? Was that good?
Quite the segue.
Okay. As you all know, and right here have taken my classes. I love this show. And one of the things I'm very passionate about is teaching people how to keep their cats safe and dogs and what to do when uh-oh happens. So Pet First Aid for You is my veterinarian program. Casey and sometimes Rusty, when he's not being a butthead to Casey, gets to be my four-legged assistants. And you guys have had the class. I'll start with you, Rita. It's kind of cool to have a live interactive class, even though you have Zoom, and there's a cat there, right?
It was a great class, and you make it informative and entertaining. And this, of course, watching the kitties it's just icing on the cake.
Well, he's the hardest working safety cat on the planet.
He is.
He is, and I love
Definitely.
him. And he is my BFF. He is my best feline friend. And this little guy says, but I'm also adorable too.
Yeah, if you have a cat,
you're next in line for the throne.
This.
Yeah, he is.
Definitely need this course.
So I found out MetLife did a study, a poll from last year of people who have pet insurance, and they said 80% of people who have cats recognize that they need some sort of a class because in case their cats get injured. But only 10% of people have even a pet first aid kit, and only 2% have actually taken a class.
Wow.
So guys, I'm offering this to you. We have a veterinary approved 3-hour cat only class, and that one's going to be on the night of February 24th from 5 to 8 Central Time. If you have dogs and cats, our class on February 6th is almost sold out, but we have other classes. Just go to Pet First Aid for You. If you have a group of people, 4 or more, and you want me to teach a private in-class Zoom, call me.
Yeah, that's what we do.
We'll make it help because I want to get the information out. I want to save cats' lives and dogs' lives. So I just wanted to give you that little tip. So we've got about, look how fast time goes, guys. We got 6 minutes left. Oh my God. So,
that went fast.
Which means, don't you think we should have them back, Kathy?
Yes, definitely. We had a lot of questions too that we didn't get to, so I think they'd be good to have them back.
So I'm going to put you on the spot. In about 6 weeks or 7 weeks from now, would you please come back and we will just fire questions at you?
Oh,
definitely. What a great idea. Yes.
And we'll send the questions to you ahead of time, and we'll make it a different structure, and we'll just rattle off some answers. How's that?
That's a great idea.
That sounds wonderful.
Kathy?
We want to reach as many people as we can to help keep those kitties in their homes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So Cat Alliance, catbehavioralliance.com.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. That. Okay, good.
Yes.
Everybody out there, they're coming back. All right. Today, we're going to do a mocktail, which is a cocktail without alcohol, and it is called the Kitty Coffee with a Sweet Purr.
Oh.
Thank you to Teresa Kiger for making this awesome graphics. She does them each and every week. And I'm going to warn you ahead of time, it's going to get messy here because I've got the ginger boys. All right. So to make this recipe, I have taken a cocktail shaker with ice. It's just ice this time, Casey. And I am going to pour carefully. Check out my coffee mug, everybody.
Wow, imagine that.
Perfect.
So you're going to put about 6 ounces of coffee into this. Here comes the fun. You're going to then do about a 1/2 ounce of simple syrup, which is about this in a posy pour or a 4 count. Here you go. 1, 2, 3. Help me out.
Casey, you can't have sugar.
No.
Sorry,
and guys, you can make simple syrup simply with water and sugar, boiling it, so don't have to worry about buying money. You can also, we want to add, at this time, we want to do either a 1/2 ounce of caramel or chocolate syrup. So I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Yum.
All right. And then we're going to do, this is the part that's going to be jealous. These are creamers. You want to do about 1 ounce of Irish creamer, or you can do hazelnut, whatever your flavor, coffee flavor is. You pour that in. I'm being very careful because they're really smelling all this good stuff. And you want to give it a good shake. So,
he's like, what are you doing?
And then you take a glass with ice and you just pour it in. Oh, it's getting better, Casey. Wait till I get to the top. All right, this is where crazy comes. You want to, oh no. I got to get all my stuff out of the way. Here they come.
I'm intently watching this. You're
Even Dexter came to watch.
You want to put a little
got the elbows flying.
Look at them.
back.
And you want to adorn it with a couple of cherries.
Yum,
So
yum.
at this time, I would like us all to raise a glass and let us toast to all cats, purebreds and mixed breeds that make us better humans.
Yes. Cheers.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
There you go.
You've
I was
got to
going to
give
say
Arden
just
more
a little
credit.
taste of whipped cream, Mom. Come on.
Arden's drink looks better than my water, that's for sure.
I know.
Hey guys, this show went too fast. And for those that want to imbibe, you can add a shot and a half, which is an ounce and a half of like Bailey's or something to this. But I'm going to have this. It's beautiful. So I wanted to show you our first mocktail of 2022. Thank you all. Thank you, audience, for being here from Malaysia to Maryville, Indiana. I really appreciate you being and supporting our show, Meowy Hour. I thank the Cat Fancier Association. I thank my cool co-host, Kathy Black with Destiny. These crazy boys, can't live without them. I want to thank our sponsors, Kitty Raid. Uh-oh, be careful. Okay. And I want to also thank our great guests who are coming back. We're talking Rita Reimers and Linda Hall of Cat Behavior Alliance. And check out their show, 19 Cats and Counting, on Pet Life Radio. Our guest next week is a famous author and pet lifestyle expert with a South Africa accent, even though now she lives in California. She's a great friend. She wrote the original Cat Bible book. Of course, I'm speaking of the one and only Sandy Robbins. Sandy will be on our show. Anything party, and we got 1 minute left. Thank you both for agreeing to be here in about 4 to 5 weeks. We'll check our schedule.
Yes.
We're going to fire at you questions. We're going to do like 8 questions or something.
I can't wait.
We're ready.
And then we will have those answered for all of you. So send some questions in now, guys, okay?
Yes.
So until next time, did I do it all right, Kathy?
Yeah, great.
Till next time, same cat channel, same cat time. We will see you on Meowy Hour. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Oh, our pleasure. Thank you.